The wigs of Queen Charlotte. Have you ever marvelled at the opulent wigs that were worn by Queen Charlotte in the British series and wondered about their origins? The intricate and grandiose designs that we see are not purely fictional, but are deeply rooted in the history of the 18th century fashion. These wigs, which seem to defy imagination, are inspired by real-life examples from the era, reflecting a period where wigs were not just accessories, but significant symbols of social status and creativity. One of the most talked about wigs in the series of Bridgerton is Queen Charlotte's stunning swan wig. This particular design features small swans that appear to move gracefully within the wig, featuring a magical and almost whimsical effect. It's an exquisite piece of costuming that has captivated viewers and sparked conversations about its artistry. However, what makes this wig even more remarkable is that it draws from actual historical designs. By the end of the 18th century, wigs had evolved into highly elaborate creations, becoming central elements of women's fashion that demanded considerable time and effort to both create and maintain. During this period, wigs were more than just a fashion statement. They were an integral part of a woman's attire, embodying her wealth, taste, and social position. The design of these wigs often reached extraordinary heights, literally and figuratively. Women's wigs were meticulously styled and decorated with an array of lavish embellishments. Exotic feathers, sparkling jewels, intricate pins, and vibrant ribbons were commonly used to adorn these towering structures, transforming them into dazzling displays of opulence and creativity. The materials used to create these wigs were just as diverse. Wigs could be fashioned from either human hair or horsehair, each offering different textures and qualities. The hair was then powdered and occasionally dyed in striking colours, adding to the overall effect. This elaborate styling was not a simple task. It required considerable skill and artistry. Marie Antoinette, the renowned Queen of France, serves as a prime example of this elaborate wig culture. Her hairstyles were famously extravagant, characterized by towering heights and adorned with sumptuous jewels and feathers. Marie Antoinette's wigs were not merely accessories, but statements of her royal status and her considerable wealth. Queen Charlotte's wigs in the series of Bridgerton draw clear inspiration from the styles that were popularized by figures like Marie Antoinette. The resemblance is striking, with the Queen's wigs echoing the grandeur and intricacy of the French Queen's hairstyles. This homage to historical fashion underscores the significance of wigs as symbols of power and prestige. In the 18th century, wigs were more than just an element of fashion. They were a canvas upon which women could display their ingenuity, taste, and affluence. The larger and more elaborate the wig, the more it signified one's wealth and social standing. Creating and maintaining such wigs was an expensive and time-consuming process, with the final result being a testament to the wearer's status. For queens and high-ranking nobility, the size and decoration of their wigs were a way to stand out. Queen Charlotte, for instance, always had the most elaborate wigs compared to her ladies-in-waiting, reinforcing her position as the queen. The contrast between her extravagant wigs and the more modest ones worn by her courtiers highlighted her elevated status. Jewels and other precious adornments played a crucial role in these elaborate wigs. The use of pearls, diamonds, and other gemstones was a common practice, turning wigs into gleaming displays of wealth. Portraits from the era, such as those of Marie Antoinette, often depict the queen with her head adorned with an abundance of pearls and diamonds. These jewels were not merely decorative, but were intended to catch the light and draw attention, making the wearer the centre of admiration and envy. The creativity displayed in these wigs extended beyond mere decoration. Hairstyles sometimes included innovative and elaborate elements, such as miniature ships. This trend was not just a display of wealth, but also a way to commemorate significant events like naval victories. The inclusion of such details in wigs showcased the wearer's ability to blend fashion with personal or national achievements, further emphasizing their social prominence. Colouring wigs was another fashionable trend of the time. Pink wigs, in particular, were popular and frequently featured in portraits from the 18th century. These vibrant colours allowed individuals to stand out and express their fashion-forward thinking. The trend of colouring wigs, alongside their size and decoration, became a key factor in achieving a standout look. The choice of colour was as much a statement of personal style as it was a reflection of the fashion norms of the period. As the century progressed, the sheer extravagance of these wigs led to their eventual ridicule. Towards the end of the 18th century, wigs began to be viewed as absurdly extravagant. Caricatures from this period often depicted the towering wigs in a humorous light, with exaggerated illustrations showing hairdressers using ladders to manage these colossal creations. These humorous images reflected a growing sentiment that such excessive fashion had become impractical and overly ostentatious. Despite the eventual decline in their popularity, the legacy of these elaborate wigs continue. Queen Charlotte's magnificent wigs in the series are a testament to the historical tradition of opulent and imaginative hairstyling. They offer a glimpse into a bygone era where fashion was a powerful tool for expressing social status and personal creativity. The wigs are not merely historical references, but vivid representations of a time when every detail of one's appearance was meticulously crafted to convey grandeur and distinction. In conclusion, the wigs worn by Queen Charlotte in the British series are a beautiful homage to the extravagant styles of the 18th century. They encapsulate a period when wigs were more than just accessories. They were symbols of wealth, creativity, and social hierarchy. By drawing on historical designs, these wigs provide a fascinating link to the past, showcasing the remarkable artistry and opulence that characterized an era of unparalleled fashion extravagance.